Panda, 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 panda. I got broads in Atlanta, just at the lean the family. Credit cards in the scammers, hitting the licks in the van. Legacies, family, wait and see, look like a panda. Going out like
Christy?
You have a good relationship with CC. Hearing that he's not going to be on the roster for the ALDS, what's your reaction and feelings about that?
That's my first time hearing about it, actually. That's tough to hear, but we got a lot of baseball to play. You know, hopefully our road doesn't end here, you know, in the DS. You know, hopefully he gets a chance to, you know, pitch in the CS or the World Series, you know. But first of all, our main focus is Minnesota, so we got to get through that first. But that's tough to hear, you know, since, you know, CeCe's been such a, you know, he's been the leader of this clubhouse, leader of this team for so many years, and you know, his fire and energy that he shows on a daily basis when he takes the ball and takes the mound is something that is kind of, you know, wore off on a lot of us. You know, it kind of defines our team, is, you know, the grit and, you know, determination CC shows. So that's tough to hear, but you know, we got a lot of ball to play. So,
Okay. Aaron, back right, James.
Hey, Aaron, just what do you think of like the way home runs have been such a huge part of the game nowadays, especially going up against a team that set a record for home runs, won more than you guys, and especially the way in the playoffs home runs, you know, seemed almost like there've been more of them in recent years.
yeah, just recently I just feel like the game's changed in that aspect. You know, I feel like, you know, there's so many shifts and there's so many different things going on in the game. Why would I want to put the ball on the ground? And, you know, for the most part, 99% of the time, it's on the ground, it's an out. So I just feel like hitters have really changed their mindset, and, you know, I'm going to try to do some damage. I'm going to try to get my A swing off as many times as I can instead of trying to take a B or C swing and just put it on the ground and, you know, it's an out. You know, why not? I got three strikes. Why not, you know, take 3 chances to get one out of the park? So I think that's just going to change the game. And as you guys have seen in the wild card game so far, you know, home run's going to play a big part of it. A little tougher with better pitching, you know, as we see in the postseason, but that's what's happening down the game, man. Home runs, you know. So we're going to see a lot of them, I think, this series, and maybe not. We'll see, but it's going to be a fun series.
Okay. Eric, over on the corner right here.
Aaron, what's most impressed you about Paxton this season?
Just besides, well, the biggest thing is he's the best left-handed pitcher in the game, you know, in my opinion. Just based on the stuff he has, and then, you know, just his bulldog mentality on the mound. You know, that's the one thing I felt was missing early on in the year. You know, I saw it early when I think we played Boston at home for the first series. You know, you saw, you know, a little glimpse of it, and then a little bit later on in the season, whenever he needed a big game, he really showed up for us. But I think most recently, the past month or so, has just been mentality for him. He's always had the stuff. He's always had the good fastball, get it up to 98, 99 at times, good little cutter slider, big breaking ball. But I think just going out there with the mindset that you're the best left-handed pitcher in the game, you know, that's what I started noticing the past month, and I'm like, wow, this is what I was expecting when we made the news of making the trade for, you know, Paxton in the offseason, was to get an ace, get a guy like this that's going to go out there, and every time he steps on the mound, we're winning this game, you know. So the biggest thing I've noticed with Paxton is just his mindset. Man, he's an animal out there. That's what he's shown the past couple starts, and I think that's what's going to help us, you know, going into the playoffs, especially, you know, in hostile environments, big situations. Man, I feel like that's when Paxton shows up the most.
Okay. Aaron in the back left here.
Aaron, when the Twins and Yankees played earlier this season in Minneapolis, that crazy 14-12 game that ended with the Hicks catch in center field, after that game you said, we'll see each other again. Is this what you had envisioned when you said that? Like, these two teams would make a heck of a playoff series?
Yeah, definitely. Just I don't know if they were first in the Central at the time. I think either the Indians or them, where they were back and forth. But I knew just the type of offense they have and the pitching they have, they were going to, you know, make a push for the postseason and be here. And just throughout that whole series, it was back and forth with homers, great plays, great pitching performances, back and forth, and it just gave you that playoff feel early on in the season. And I just knew, I knew we were going to come back and see these guys eventually. I didn't know if it'd be in the DS, CS, or what, but that's a great ball club over there. You know, we got a great ball club ourselves, so I knew eventually we'd cross paths. So I'm excited for the series. You know, if those couple games in Minnesota were just a taste of what's to come, it's gonna be an exciting series.
Okay, Juedge on the right.
Aaron, at any time since you dove on your shoulder, did you think there'd be a possibility you wouldn't be ready for this?
Yeah, it creeps into your mind when you first, dive and kind of jar things up. But once I started playing again, once I was back in the lineup, swinging, throwing, everything feels fine. I knew I was going to be fine. There's always a scare. I got 276, 7, falling on the ground. It's a big impact, but no, we're feeling good. So there was never a doubt once I started, moving around again.
Sweeney in the front.
Aaron, next man up is a good rallying cry for a regular season, but is there a certain feeling with this group now that you're mostly whole and healthy heading into the most important games?
Say that one more time.
So you next man up is a philosophy that plays well in the regular season, but is there a certain feeling with your group now in the clubhouse that you're mostly whole and healthy heading into these most important games?
Yeah, we're going to be healthy. We're going to be, we're still missing a couple guys. I know Edwin and a couple guys are coming back, but I still like that next man up mentality. To be honest, you can kind of translate it to, if I go up there in a big situation, I'll get the job done. I know I got the guy behind me that's going to step up and, fill that hole and fill that role. So I think the next man up mentality is still going to play for us in the postseason. And to be honest, you never know what's going to happen in the postseason. You never wish for injuries or wish for anything to happen, but guys to get hurt. And I think guys are continuing to step up for this team. This is what this team's about. We've already, faced so much adversity throughout the year, but no, I like that next man up. It kind of fits this team. I think it's going to